Coach, just your overall thoughts on tonight's game?
Hard-fought game. BYU is a very good football team. I've said all week that they're much better than their record indicates. They've played 4 top 25 teams throughout the year. Very well coached, very physical, and take a lot of pride in their program. And so it was nice to be able to finish something off in the fourth quarter against a really good football team and come away with a win.
With the flow of last week's game to this week's game, do you feel like it helped having that experience last week?
No, I don't ever want to see that experience again from last week. But did it teach lessons? Yes, it taught lessons of how things can happen if details go sideways a little bit. So thankfully we didn't turn the football over tonight and came up with a critical turnover ourselves at the end of the game to kind of secure the game there.
Given some of the talent that BYU had, was there any phase of the game in particular you were most pleased with going up against that challenge?
Their defensive line. I think their defensive line is excellent. Number 16 is as good a player as we've seen anywhere all year long. And I don't know how many tackles he made, but usually he's all over the field. We're real concerned going in. But they're all real physical. They have a lot of really good players there. And but for the most part, I don't know how many negative gains we had. I think we had a couple with good defense, but for the most part, we're able to make some positive yards on early downs running the football.
Okay. All right, Coach, I know the Mountain West Championship game is obviously on your mind, but how nice does it feel that you guys are going to be playing 13 games for sure this year?
Yeah, that's nice. It was one of our goals going into the year of becoming bowl eligible, and so we still have a lot of work to do, but it's nice to get that 6th win, and the players deserve it. They've worked really hard. The staff has done a phenomenal job, and it's always gratifying to see hard work pay off, and especially in a game like that tonight. It could have went either way. It's back and forth. It's a tight game, and we found a way to win, and to get that 6th win, I'm really proud of our kids and our staff.
How would you rate your rushing attack tonight?
It wasn't anything, no explosive plays by any means, but it was solid. It was inside, and it was physical, and we knew it was going to be that way, and you have to stay patient with things like that. I thought the backs ran really hard, and they wrapped the football up, and the offensive line got some push. And that's really critical, is trying to stay on schedule where you stay out of long yard situations, because they are very good pass rushers as well. We needed to convert on a couple more 3rd downs, but for the most part, I thought our run game was adequate.
How nice was it, you coming up the tunnel and, the fans were, cheering you on, and you guys just giving like high fives to each other? How nice was that? It's great. Yeah, it's nice to see the fans stick around there, and, especially all the little kids. Love seeing the little kids there excited, and so it's always nice. We all really appreciate the fans and for them to come out and support us always.
Coach, Squally Canada was giving you guys fits in the run game on the defensive side of the ball. What made him so difficult to bring down?
Well, he had big holes. Their offensive line is a really good offensive line, and they were spreading us out, and then they were creating gaps in there. And so he had a lot of space to run, for sure. But you have to give them a lot of credit. They're very physical up front, and they did a nice job of blocking us. They were ripping off some pretty good chunks, and that typically doesn't happen to us. But again, you have to give BYU credit. They did a really nice job of executing. I thought their quarterback played really, really well, real efficient. They just kept moving the sticks on us, and so. But he played well. The back played well, but I think their offensive line played excellent, because not only did they block for him to create some holes, but they gave the quarterback a lot of time to throw.
And on the quarterback, Tanner Mangum, he went down twice throughout the game, once in the second quarter and then again in the fourth. How difficult is it to see someone suffer, 2 injuries in one game and then be out for the rest of it?
Yeah, no, he's an awesome competitor. I think the world of him. I had so much respect for him, watching him on tape. And I remember when he came back after his first ankle injuries a few weeks ago, he's pretty much playing on one leg and he's still competing. And it didn't surprise me at all that he came back in the second half. I knew he'd come back because that's just the type of competitor he is. I hope he's not hurt too bad because I think he has a really bright future. I think he's got NFL potential. He's got a really quick release. He knows exactly where to go with the ball, and he's very, very accurate. So I think he has a bright future at the next level, and I hope he's okay.
Any further questions? So you weren't the head coach the last time these two teams met, but a lot of your upperclassmen were part of this program at the time Fresno visited Provo. Was that discussed at all during game prep this week?
No, we don't ever talk about the past. We try to stay really focused on just what's here. Whether it be BYU or any other team that we play, we never talk about any experience last year. It's really just moving forward and how we prepare and how we focus on what we need to get done. You could probably ask all these people who are here, who listen to me all the time. They would concur with that. That we really just try to stay focused on 1 week at a time and 1 day at a time, and don't get caught up in too much of the past, ever.
Coach, how about Ronnie Rivers at 3 carries? Are you just saving him for Mountain West play, or how is he doing that?
No, it's thought the other guys were running really hard. Mims was running real hard. A lot of it was inside stuff, and and I thought Mims was doing a really good job, and Hokett was doing a good job. They were pounding it up in there, so it wasn't anything negative at all, or we're trying to save him or anything like that. It's just those other guys were playing fine, and we just want to keep feeding them.
All right. Well, thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you all.